Should children be allowed at drag shows?
Yes, I do believe that's appropriate.
If their parents are okay with it, why not?
Of course, with parent discretion, it's up to the parents, but I would be okay with my kids attending a drag show. I think that representation is important, and I'm cool with my kids being exposed to that.
Do you think that children should be allowed at drag queen shows?
Sure.
We got a yes here. Is that correct? Yes?
Yeah. Since I'm being filmed, I'll be polite. Absolutely no.
Do you guys think small children should be allowed at drag shows, like with drag queens and stuff?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
What do you guys to know?
I mean, it's a drag show, you know. Like, there's a reason that little kids shouldn't be there, you know. Like, it's for anyone over 18, you know. I don't even think we should be there, you know what I'm saying?
My answer automatically is no. First of all, it's with the conditioning. So I wouldn't adapt to conditioning the children young. When we're adults, keyword, when we're adults, you can make your own decisions and everything like that. So I wouldn't suggest putting kids in that environment before they are too able to manage their thought processes. I wouldn't think so. I would say no.
You have to separate, you have to separate certain things because at a certain age, they don't understand. You want them to experience other things, yes. But if I take you and I put you in this situation, how are you going to respond in the future?
Should children be allowed at drag shows? Drag queens?
Yeah.
Yes, if they're into that type of thing.
Like 5-year-old?
Yeah, if they're into it.
Should children be allowed?
Talking about 5-year-olds into drag queens, there's no 5-year-olds that I know that are actually into drag queens. No 5-year-olds I know that actually knows what a drag queen is unless their parents have pushed that upon them. I mean, nobody. And it's not that the 5-year-olds into drag queens. They're not into drag queens. The parents are the ones into drag queens. Let's be honest. You know, they're the ones that have the virtue signaling and everything else. You know, there's no 5-year-old that says, oh, I want to go see a drag queen. None. No 5-year-old knows even, again, what that is unless their parents tell them or some of their adult tells them what a drag queen is. They don't know. They had no idea. You know, again, I got 3 kids, and when they were 5, none of them even knew what a drag queen was. Didn't even know what a drag queen was. And that's the way they should be. And they should not know what a drag queen is.
At drag shows where men dress up in skimpy outfits, usually somewhat skimpy.
It's mostly for adults. Should be only for adults, yeah.
Well, like I have a 5 and a 2, but I never let them do anything unsupervised, so it should be under supervision.
Under supervision, they should be allowed at drag shows?
Yeah, I think so.
I put together a few recent viral videos. That's basically why people are talking about this. These are them right here. Okay, so there's children present during these.
Oh my goodness, that's too much.
That's too much?
Yeah, that's too much. It shouldn't be for the, oh my goodness, no. Never.
I wanted to show you this and get your thoughts on it. Basically, there's children present in these situations, okay? So I just want to show you that. And I want your thoughts. Those are fake, by the way. They're collecting dollar bills from people.
No. Yeah.
What do you say no about?
I don't agree with that, no.
Those are plastic, like fake breasts.
It's still
not okay.
in their mind. It's not plastic. It doesn't
If I
equate
can't
like
go to a
that.
burlesque show,
This is a transgender individual, I believe, allegedly transgender. And I'll show you one more here. This is another one taking $1 from a child and doing the splits.
Yep.
And people are saying yes, that's okay. You're saying no.
No, absolutely not.
Why are you saying no?
It's ungodly.
Is that appropriate? Should children?
Phil, I 100% agree with you. That kind of bullshit is ungodly. It's freaking ungodly.
Drag shows with children present. I'm going to show you this really quick.
Yeah, she's going crazy.
Little. Now this is these are men dressed as women. And they're men dressed as women.
Right.
However, he just took $1 from a child.
Yeah.
And then this is another one.
I get it. I totally understand why anybody would be upset about it.
The video goes on for a little bit, but I do want your thoughts. Should they be allowed at that?
So they shouldn't be allowed at that show, but that doesn't have to do with them being trans. That has to do with their bodies being exposed.
I mean, seriously, what are you talking about? Because, again, nobody's saying anything about transgender or anything else. His question was, should kids be allowed at drag shows? That's what he said. That's what he's asking. And if these drag shows show anything even close to what these are showing, of course not. Man, what is wrong with America? I mean, really, what is wrong with this country?
Those were like fake plastic breasts, it seems. So anyways, I'm showing you these because children are present during those.
Okay.
Do you still stand by your answer after seeing that, or do you have anything else you want to add? What do you think? What's going on there?
I don't really need to add anything. Again, I respect parents' decisions.
So after seeing those, do you still think they should be allowed at drag shows?
Maybe not little babies, but like kids, like they understand it. They'll see it later in life.
Like 10-year-olds?
Maybe a little higher. Maybe not that low.
How low?
Maybe middle school and up.
Middle school?
They'll see it eventually. A couple more years.
And in America, obviously we tend to protect our youth from explicit content, particularly sexual content. That's why children can't go to like strip clubs or something like that, right? Or it's certainly under the age of 18. Obviously, they're not getting completely nude, but it's pretty sexual, and they're taking dollar bills from children. Is that much different, or what do you think? In your opinion?
Man, it's similar, but
they should be like allowed to do it?
I agree with you most definitely, because they're in that development age, as well as the DNA itself, as you're developing, will change over time. And that's what they're slowly doing with everything on TV. They're changing our DNA subconsciously. So when you're doing that to a young child...
But you're kind of referring to social engineering in a way.
Indeed.
What would be the reason for them to show? You know, you don't want to, I feel like, brainwash them, you know, to put them in that type of, you know? Maybe when they're ordering stuff, they kind of realize and stuff. I feel like that's like kind of like shoving down their throat, like, oh, this is, you know, normal.
It's just not decent to have this kind of shows in presence of the kids. Like age for like exposure to everything, and that's totally absurd to like see in presence of the kids. That shouldn't be there. I would never allow my kids to be there in that kind of shows.
I don't think there's anything inherently negative about a drag show in general. Would I take a really small child? No, I wouldn't. But again, I don't have a real problem with it either.
Do we as a society protect children from explicit content, or is it a gray area?
No, it's a gray area, but I stand on one side of the gray.
You could answer, hey, is it appropriate? No. Should it be allowed? Yes. My question is, should it be allowed? But you're not okay with what I just showed you.
No, but you showed me, right. Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
It's just, how do you want to bring up your kids? You want your kids brought up with morals and traditional values, or a bunch of crap like that?
The anatomy of a human is the anatomy of a human, yes. But me walking out here and taking my pants off and walking around, everyone would have a problem with that.
Probably get arrested.
Right.
Exactly. And the same situation with the child. Why would I have this woman or this person come and lay on a table, spread their legs out, and do something as if it's completely normal? Yes, it is an experience that is different, and the way that you worded it before, I was like, oh, it depends on what's going on. That going on? Hell no.
No,
because that's just disrespectful.
It is.
To the brain.
It's just unnecessary.
To the brain,
it does not. There is nothing. What is the result of? You understand what I'm saying? There was no reason for the kids to be there in that situation. We didn't need to have that situation be at home.
A simple fix here. 18 plus for that. Is that what that is? 18 years old plus?
How old do you have to be to go to a burlesque show? How old do you have to be to go to the strip club? The same antics that you just showed are the same antics going on in the videos.
So it doesn't belong in TGI Fridays.
Yes.
Nah, I'm out of there.
Well, for a young children to see that is just, I don't think that's cool.
There's people that we're talking to today that are saying they're totally fine with it. What are your thoughts about that?
I think they're saying that because it's a dude, but if it was at a strip club, I feel like they would have different opinions about it.
And the reason why I'm wording it, should they be allowed? Obviously, we protect children from a lot of explicit content.
Yeah, I feel
should they be allowed or not allowed at that, do you think?
They should be allowed around transgender people. I am 100%
Not all those
pro.
people were trans. They were, just to clarify.
It's up to the parents. If you don't want your kids to go there, then don't allow them. If you allow your kids to go there, then you allow them.
You know what, guys, man? What kind of bullshit is this? I mean, seriously, people won't stand up. They won't stand up. They're so worried about, we gotta look progressive. We gotta look hip. We gotta be inclusive. No, you don't. No, you don't. That is what the problem is, man. You're too worried about being inclusive. that you're letting in the Trojan horse. And these white SJW women, man, I swear to God, they are the worst. They are the worst, man. Yeah, again, they will do anything to make sure that they look like they're inclusive, they're progressive, they're accepting of everyone. If you accept everyone, everything, you're gonna lose. You're gonna fail. Again, because you're gonna let whatever in. Again, man, if you can't reject certain things and say, you know what, no. And again, man, I thought that one thing that we could all agree on in this country is that we don't need to expose kids to that kind of smut. We don't need to expose kids. But again, especially these white women, man, they couldn't even say, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to expose kids to that kind of smut, that kind of stuff. They couldn't even say that. They couldn't even say no. Well, if their parents will allow it, no. I've had a few people tell me that over the last couple of years, like, yeah, well, parents, if they're okay with it, we got to be okay with it. No, we don't. Again, I'm not going to go out there and picket and whatever and march them down the street. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. But, because again, that's a waste of time. But one thing I will do is I will speak my mind on something. I will say, when it's wrong, it's wrong. And again, man, you can do whatever you want to do. You can chop your PP off. You can do whatever. I'm just going to say, yeah, it's wrong. It is wrong to do that kind of stuff. And it's wrong to have drag queens in women's lingerie dancing in front of kids. It's wrong. And then have, young kids putting dollar bills in their thongs. What the hell is wrong with you? Again, you guys are so worried about being inclusive that you're actually being a bunch of little pansy-ass bitches. That is really what you are. You're a bunch of pansy-ass little bitches. You won't stand up and say, you know what? That's wrong. That is wrong. The buck stops here. The line is drawn here. You ain't doing that. That's wrong. But again, that's why this country is being taken over and is going downhill without one shot being fired. It's being dismantled from the inside out. And again, man, people, they're okay with it because, it's drag queens or it's trans or it's whatever. So they can do it. A straight woman cannot get out there and dance on a pair of thongs and with their boobs hanging out or whatever because, that's nasty for kids to be around or whatever. But if a trans person or a gay person or whatever, that's okay. Again, that's kind of like saying that, that certain people, certain demographics, certain groups of people, they can do whatever because they've been oppressed. No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't riot and loot and whatever because they belong to a certain group. That is still wrong. Even if they were oppressed. It's like, they're not oppressed. But even if they were, you don't do certain things. You don't. But, again, the thing is, people they're worried about how they look, which is really vanity. They're worried about how they look to other people. Oh, am I progressive enough? Am I whatever? Again, man, it's vanity. You're vain. That's really what it is. These white women that won't say something, they're vain. That's really what it is. Because they don't want to look like they're not hip. Like they're not progressive. And that is really what's going on. But hey guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You
son of a. You son of a. You son of a.